guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Kenroy here. If you're new to the channel guys, please consider subscribing. We really appreciate all your support. Now in today's video I've got another DIY project which is well underway. It's been over 2 years now since we've done our garden renovation project, and if you haven't seen our garden transformation project, do feel free to check it out. I'll put the link above. Now today guys, I'll be doing a simple DIY project which, although it's quite simple, it's actually quite time consuming to do, and that is cutting back the lawn in order to make a place for me to walk, then laying down wood chip in order for us to stand on. Now like I said, this is something that is not that complicated, however it does take quite a bit of time, and typically it can cost you a couple of £100. But as always, I'm trying to do it on a budget, which is why I'm currently on my way in my brother's van to pick up some wood chip, which normally is used for landscaping. Now normally a 1 metric ton bag is just a measurement they normally use. Normally costs you sort of like between 70 and over £100. Now I managed to find somebody who is selling theirs for, guess how much? Just £20 on Facebook Marketplace. Now they said that they bought it with the intention of using it some 6 months ago, but it sort of sat there not being used. So now my brother and I will be going to collect this, which is around 20 minutes from where I live, so that I can use it. Now I doubt I'll need all of it, definitely not all of it for this project. However, I mean, for £20 I can't complain for a whole ton bag of wood chip. Now I've already started the process guys of digging the trench, where I will be using some weed membrane to lay on the bottom of the trench. I'll then top it all off by putting the wood chip on top so that we can stand on it, and it will make it a lot easier when I'm mowing the grass, as well as trying to access my garden raised bed. Oh, lovely man. Perfect. We've literally just came and picked up the bag with all of the wood chip, and yeah, it looks good. 6 months old, just been sitting there, so it doesn't look brand new or anything like that, but at the end of the day it's going to be put on the floor. And considering that if I'd bought it for say 70, 80 pounds, I'd still have to pay for shipping, and that would probably take it well over £100. So getting all of this for just 20 quid, I mean, I can't complain whatsoever. Hello mama.
Cheese. Look, hi cheese.
You're not saying cheese? I like your hat. I like your hat. Oh, bless. You reckon we'll be able to just pull this off easy? That is sat.
That is heavy, isn't it?
So unfortunately this thing is way too heavy for us to just lift off. So we're gonna have to do the old school way and actually shovel it off the back of the van, at least until it's light enough to drag it off. Okay, hey guys, welcome back. Came around to the garden, just decided to just take a break, have a seat. It's been quite a crazy day actually. Been getting up to lots of different jobs around the yard, and one of them was to try and get rid of a tree which my neighbours had separating them. I decided to give her a hand. It's a lady that lives by herself, and as I'm off from work at the moment and I'm going to be going up to a recycling centre to get rid of some old rubble, I thought why not do a nice neighbourly thing and just cut the tree down for her and just dispose of it, no strings attached. So just came back from doing that. My next step will be to bring some of that wood chipping round into the path where I've dug out, and to try and put the weed membrane down, and once that's down then I can backfill it with this old wood chip that I've found. Just helping myself to a little smoothie just to cool off, as it's quite a scorch. I'm absolutely sweating like nobody's business, and yeah, you got to make sure you keep yourself hydrated on days like this. My neighbour gave me some wild berries and I've used it to make a smoothie, so I'm just going to have some of that now before cracking on. Wow, that's good. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to move on to the next phase. Okay guys, so this is where I've reached in regards to the trench that I'm digging for the new path, where I'm going to be filling with some wood chip, and as you can see it's ridiculously dry and hot at the moment. Everything is sort of wilted over. Those are some pumpkins I've got trailing on that fence over there, and even they are struggling. There's some strawberries that I took from London, from my mum's garden, and you know, even they are struggling also. So I've managed to dig down a fair bit, but I think I still need to remove some of this soil, especially with the amount of the wood chip that I've got. I want to use as much of it as possible to create as thicker a barrier to prevent weeds and stuff growing in there. So I made the path a bit wider to allow me to be able to walk along there without trampling on the edge of the soil where the grass actually grows. Now there'll be plenty of space even for somebody with a size 10 shoes as myself to walk around, so I can gain access into this raised bed. Still need to remove some of this soil, and it's not going to waste, because actually what I cleverly did, because I knew I was going to have to do this in the years to come, was to make sure that the raised bed had tons of space to be filled. And every time I have a digging project in the garden where I remove the topsoil, I then put it in the raised bed, so it's slowly getting higher and higher each year. So this year I didn't plant as much as I normally do, because I've just been so super busy traveling and doing all sorts of other activities and so on, so that next year I'll be in a much better position. And if you can see over here, I've still got my greenhouse project, which still hasn't been completed yet. After I finish all of this, I'll probably move on to try and getting that sorted, so that next season I'll have a greenhouse that will be fully operational. I know. I'm scared to watch every time. Way! That was a good one. When you bring your legs close in. Oh, Abigail, that was amazing. Ooh. There we go. You holding it? Okay, you hold that end nice and tight. Mummy's gonna cut, so keep it flat, Nina. Ooh, Mummy's the expert cutter. Look, look, she's cutting. She's coming. She's coming. Watch out, Abby. Mind your fingers. Oop. Ta-da! Thank you.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler.
Okay, so I'm gonna break for today because I'm absolutely shattered. I haven't had any dinner yet and I need to get inside. I managed to get quite a lot done today. Thankfully the wood chip isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and to me it actually looks really nice. Very, very organic. I've laid the first layer. I'm going to leave it overnight until tomorrow for it to dry out a little bit before topping it up. So far I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Go on, don't be shy. Ooh. Hey, how is it? Is it good? Oh, that's nice. Lovely. So yeah, so far so good. And tomorrow we'll continue, won't we, Abby? so I think this is around day 3 of this project, and it is absolutely baking out here today. Just check the weather forecast and it's currently 28 degrees. I don't know if you can see that on screen. So yeah, it's pretty hot today and the sun is just baking down. I'm looking at all the plants and they're just crying out for a drink, as am I, to be honest. So yeah, thankfully I was able to put this umbrella up in the garden, this Ikea seglaro parasol, which has been a lifesaver, to be honest. It's the only way we're able to come out here and sort of sit, especially when it's really hot, as most of the trees are now gone. It's been about a year since I've had this parasol and so far so good. I'll probably do a review on it to see how it's held up in the year since we've had it. And now I know the price have gone up for it, and if you're looking to get one, normally it's out of stock pretty quick as soon as the summer come around. So if you're able to get one, it's well worth it. All that is left for me to do now is to fill in the wood chip, the wood bark, which I picked up from Facebook Marketplace yesterday. Okay guys, so there you have it. I'm all done and dusted with this garden walkway path, which surrounds the entirety of my raised bed in the garden. Now this DIY project wasn't particularly difficult. The only thing that you have to bear in mind is the amount of time that it can actually take with cutting out the grass area, getting rid of the soil, and then obviously laying down the weed membrane before filling it with the wood chipping. And like I said, you just need a bit of time. So now time for the verdict. Am I happy with how it looks? Absolutely. I can safely say that it looks really good. Now all it cost me was £20. I was able to reuse some old weed membrane which I had, and my brother was able to give me some of his. And apart from buying the wood chip, which was a fraction of the price, now although these weren't brand new freshly cut wood chippings, I don't mind actually, because I love the colour. The fact that it's already started to decompose and biodegrade is really nice. Now I'm sure at some point in the future I will have to change this, but the good thing about using wood chip is that it will make the perfect mulch as well as compost filler, so I won't be putting it to waste. Now like I said before guys, the only downside is that I'm doing this in the middle of summer where it's incredibly hot. I would have loved for the grass to be in a bit of a better condition, you know, nice and green with a lot of rainfall, but unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. I've got to do it around my schedule, and it's been around 2.5 years in the making. But now I've finally been able to make this walkway around my raised garden bed, and I absolutely love it. Now the best thing about this is now when it comes to mowing the lawn, I won't have to go up against the gravel boards just behind me, because there'll actually be a separation between the gravel board, the wood chipping and the grass. So that's it from me today guys. If you're new to the channel, like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. On this channel, Sophia and I, we do a lot of DIY projects around the house to save us money. And if you like DIY projects, please consider subscribing. Also, feel free to check out the previous video of how we were able to transform this very garden that I'm sitting in right now from a complete wilderness and a wasteland into our little bit of paradise. I'll put the link in the description above and below. Now it's time for me to go inside, get myself a nice cool drink. As always, this is Kenroy saying, I'll see you when you see me. Take care.